on. So I decided to do this stream because at the end of the day, I'm gonna put something out there. Like I said, I always like to, I'm saying, go outside the box. One thing I think that's what made me me is because I don't follow a script, and I truly am not a follower. You know, I pretty much march to the beat of my own drum, which is always in rhythm. You know, like I told you before, I don't have no boss. I don't have no lieutenant, no general, no captain, no none of that stuff. And that's just real talk. And I'm not dissing nobody, but I'm keeping it a buck because I think that's one of the reasons why certain people didn't like me, you know, when this whole thing started with the whole, division of the community over this Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence thing. And like I say, there was a lot of people that was mad at me, acting like a bunch of bitches because they wanted me to be a Errol Spence fun boy. And when I didn't follow suit, they started like having attitudes towards me and saying little slick stuff. But at the end of the day, it's kind of funny. I ignored it, you know, just took the high road. But I ain't taking the high road no more. You know, like I said, I'm just trying to reel you in, and I'm waiting for you. All you got to do, as soon as you say my name in a video or whatever, I'm gonna let you have it, and that's just real talk. But nevertheless, it's all good. But one reason in particular, I just wanted to put this out there. I don't want to hear this conversation anymore about Floyd Mayweather and his resume and his legacy. And it's funny, I got on Floyd Mayweather about him having these circus fights, which I think he still should not participate in because I feel like he's hurting his legacy. But you got a lot of people sitting up here justifying this BS fight with Canelo and Charlo, which is complete BS, doesn't make no sense. And now that it's been revealed that David Benavides is not necessarily in the three-fight deal with Canelo, once again, this tells you all you need to know about him. But then you got these Hispanics, and particularly these Mexicans, that think they're going to come on black content creator channels and think they're going to try to bully people and think they're going to tell people how to speak on their channel. Like, real talk, I don't take no orders from nobody. Nobody. If you want to sit up here and try to justify Canelo, fine. But you were the same people that was crying about who Floyd Mayweather fought. You were sitting up there picking apart Floyd Mayweather's resume, but then you sitting up trying to justify this fight with Canelo and Charlo. Name one fighter that Floyd brought up two weight classes to fight him. Real talk. Two weight classes. I'll wait. I can understand one, maybe, but two, and then who hadn't had a fight in over a year. But you got people sitting up making excuses for Canelo, talking about he's earned the right to do this based off what? Have you really could look at Canelo's resume? And it's funny, people say Floyd Mayweather never fought anybody in their prime. Well, name me somebody Canelo fought in their prime that was at their best. Name me one guy when Canelo went up in weight classes, he asked for the best guy available at that weight class. Because you can't. That's real talk. A lot of people thought when he moved up to light heavyweight to challenge Sergey Kovalev, a lot of people thought that fight was suspicious. You even had professional boxers say that fight was suspicious. And then you had Badu Jack basically revealed that Canelo basically tried to weight drain him. And whether Badu Jack said, well, he would consider fighting him at 180, well, that was a few years ago. Times have changed. If Canelo wants to prove that he's an all-time great, why have these stipulations? Why not say, hey, I'll fight you at 200 pounds and I'll beat you? He was talking about he would fight Alexander Usyk, and we know Canelo wasn't going to do that because we know Usyk would beat the holy hell out of Canelo. We know that. We know Usyk would beat the brakes off Canelo with just a jab. And we all know that Arthur Beterbiev would put Canelo in a coma. Okay? And that's been Canelo's whole repertoire. Shifting, moving, circumventing, looking for a loophole, looking for an angle. But then you got his fans trying to justify and say he's an all-time great and he's a legend. How you a legend when you always putting these stipulations? You want to control somebody's weight. You want to tell them how much they can weigh before the fight, the day of the fight, before the fight, during the fight. And then people try to say, oh, well, he's earned. No, he hasn't earned the right. Like I said before, if that's the case, once again, if Terrence Crawford is successful versus Errol Spence did, Terrence Crawford might as well just fight Tank. He might as well ask Tank to come up 2 weight classes. But you guys would have a hissy fit if somebody like Terrence Crawford do that. But then and I want to say this once again, do not come on my channel and tell me don't make this about race. Don't call me. If you got an issue with me talking about race, get the fuck off my channel and don't come back. I'm not asking you to be here. And I'm not finna watch what I say because I want a certain amount of people or certain kind of people subscribing to my channel. This is me. This is me. This is just real talk. For years, you had people sit up here, and I didn't went in on Floyd about some of his antics, some of the stuff he said, some of the stuff he's done. But like I said before, you are the same people that was crying about Floyd, saying Floyd didn't fight people in their prime. Floyd was very selective who he fought and all this kind of stuff. But then Canelo does the same exact thing, and it's even worse, but he get a pass. But people talking about he earned it right. Okay, well then Floyd, a dude that fought over, if I'm not mistaken, he fought like 20 former champions. Canelo ain't fought 20 former champions. But you have people constantly complaining and crying about Floyd Mayweather's opponent selection, but then yet Canelo get a pass. And I want y'all to go listen to that interview I did with Kareem Mayfield. Kareem Mayfield, just like me, he basically told the truth that it's a BS fight. It's BS. Because here's the thing. If Canelo wins the fight, and I don't want to hear this stuff about, well, Charlo is taller than Canelo, and he's probably bigger than Canelo, but he's been campaigning at 154. Canelo left 154 years ago. And Canelo probably walks around when he's not fighting probably at 180, 190, maybe even up to 200 pounds. So technically, if you go by weight classes, Canelo is bigger than Charlo. That's why they have weight classes. That's why they call it weight classes. Like, the thing is with me, you guys don't have me fooled. At the end of the day, you guys is just kind of pandering. And you guys showing your inconsistency. Like me, I'm going to call it how I see it. And I'm just keeping it real. This is garbage. If you hate what Floyd Mayweather did to boxing, you said he was making a mockery, and you said he didn't fight the best guys in their prime. Well, like I said, but why ain't Canelo getting ridiculed and getting criticized for not fighting? The best guy for him to fight is David Benavidez. I would even be okay with him fighting David Morrell Jr., even though David Morrell Jr. doesn't have, the professional fights, as many professional fights under his belt as David Benavidez. Canelo already fought Caleb Plant and he beat Caleb Plant. I would be okay with Caleb Plant. And then here's the thing. Why not fight Demetrius Andrade? And don't give me this stuff about, well, Demetrius Andrade didn't want to fight. He been asking for Canelo for years. Demetrius Andrade signed with the PBC and he moved up to 168. But yet Canelo is fighting somebody who hasn't had one fight at 160, let alone 168, and you cornballs and you clowns are trying to sit up here and justify that fight because you want people to come on your channel and listen to you praising Canelo for basically doing something that's just weak. It's a weak move. It's weak. It's weak. And like I said, that's the difference between me and other people. I told you, I don't follow no scripts. I don't care about people being mad at me. That's real talk. I ain't got the clout chase nobody. I don't need your clout. I am the clout. I'll make stuff happen. I'm my own man. And that's real talk. So like I said before, I don't want to hear nobody complaining about Floyd Mayweather's resume from this day. If Canelo can circumvent, make up his own weight classes, tell people what weight they could come in before the fight, after the fight, during the fight, like I said, shut up. You guys are hypocrites. You guys are frauds, and it just need to be said. I'm sorry if I'm not following the script and sitting up here congratulating Canelo. You signed a deal with the PBC. We thinking that you gonna fight the toughest guys out there, but you asked for Jamel, and then you got people saying they okay with this. So like I said, but then you constantly make videos crying about what Floyd Mayweather did. And I ain't trying to sit up here and praise Floyd Mayweather, but I'm just calling out the double standards. I'm just calling out the double standards. I'm calling, you know what I'm saying? I'm calling out the hypocrisy. So y'all can sit up there and listen to other people. You can listen to that coke sniffing nigga. You can listen to that cornball, that clown, that minstrel show. You can listen to that buffoonery. And you can listen to some of these other dudes that sit up here trying to say, oh, I'm okay with this. And I'm going to keep it 100. I'm not defending Floyd because he's black. I'm just calling it right down the line. But I am calling out the double standard and the subliminal racism that's going on. Because some of Floyd's biggest detractors and haters were non-black. Constantly. From when Floyd was fighting, when he was an active fighter, constantly complaining about who Floyd would choose to fight. Oh, Floyd didn't really challenge himself. He never fought the best dude out there, But then here Canelo never fighting the best dude available. But then you got people sitting up saying he's earned the right to fight who he wants to fight. Based off what? Did you see his last performance versus John Ryder, where he fought in the ring that was the size of a Pinto and he still couldn't knock the dude out? Then before that, he had a less than stellar performance versus Triple G. And then before that, he lost his last fight, got beat thoroughly. But people talking about he's earned the right. So once again, I don't want to hear this talk about Floyd Mayweather and his resume ever again. Y'all need to shut the hell up. You guys are busted. You are exposed. You guys are frauds. This is why I like being my own entity. Because at the end of the day, like I said, I don't need no group. I don't need no cliques. I don't need none of that stuff. Because at the end of the day, it's me. And that's just real talk. I don't need no clout. I don't need nobody to, plug my channel. Because at the end of the day, they wasn't doing it anyway. Because at the end of the day, behind the scenes, a lot of people was hating on me. While I'm sitting up here working behind the scenes, trying to set up interviews for other people, use my resources to help other people out who was requesting interviews with some of the people I know. When I asked them to throw me some love back, they sit up there, they want to play games. And that's your black people for you. You know, I ask people to send people my way, then they want to play games. And that's what I'm saying. People sitting up here, you know, like trying to hover over a fighter, you know, like that's their man or something. That's weird. That's weird. You don't want, and you know, and you don't, and you got people that's supposed to be down with you, that's supposed to be down for the cause, that's supposed to be your black brother, power to the people, but they telling people not to talk to you. They telling fighters and they telling other people, hey, don't do no interview with him. And I understand the frustration when Goodfella TV say they ain't really no black unity. Because to a certain degree, even though I'm one of the dudes that continue to fight for black people, sometimes I question myself, why am I doing this? When a lot of times the people that's screwing me over look like me. A lot of times the people that's sitting up here insulting me and undermining me look like me. So, you know, anyway, I digress. But these are the same people that's not calling out this BS with Canelo. You guys always got Terrence Crawford's name in y'all mouth, always demeaning him, and that's what I mean. You guys are a bunch of bitches. And you and Town Biz said it. Real talk. You always got something to say about Terrence Crawford, what he should have did, what he didn't do. It's amazing. You guys sit up here and always want to clown and put down black fighters but then at the same time, ain't none of y'all made videos calling out this BS with Canelo. And that's what I'm saying. You dudes are fake and you dudes are phonies. And I'm going to say this again. Ain't nobody scared of you niggas. Take it however you want. Take it however you want. I'm not afraid of nobody. Real talk. And if somebody think I'm sneak dissing them, that's on you. But don't call me. If you think I'm sneak dissing you, I'm just keeping it. You know what I'm saying? If you call me, then that means you must think I'm talking about you, and then that's your complex. That's the guilt that's running through your veins. If you think I'm talking about you. If you don't call me, then that means I may not be talking about you. Or you should think that I'm not talking about you. But if you call me or text me, then that's really your conscience. But like I said before, somebody got to call this out. Somebody got to call this out. Like I said, I'm the one to say it because at the end of the day, I know these fighters, they hear this stuff, they get mad. And listen, I want to say this to Jamel Charlo, real talk. Jamel, do your thing. I hope you do beat Canelo. I hope you offset a lot of things. I hope you ruin Canelo's night. I hope that you beat Canelo and he retire. Because Canelo done got away with this way too many times, circumventing, and a lot of times he done got a complete pass. But every time you look around with Floyd Mayweather, who at one time was a pound for pound best fighter in the world, he was the cash cow. You know, you never heard people say, well, Floyd has earned the right. It didn't matter who Floyd fought. It was always a yeah, but. But then here we go. Canelo fighting a dude that ain't never had one fight at 168. But then again, Canelo is accustomed to like circumventing because he made Josito Lopez go up to like 154. And he hadn't had a fight at he had never really had a fight at 154. And he did it to Amir Khan where he kind of made Amir Khan go up to 160. And Amir Khan really never had a fight at 160. So I'm just saying Canelo got a history of doing this. And it's going to be some people that's going to listen to this. They're going to be mad. They're going to say I'm a hater and all this stuff. But you can't talk around this because I'm too good at this. You can't talk around this. This is fact. Even when Floyd fought Miguel Cotto, he went up. When Floyd fought Canelo only had to cede 2 pounds to Floyd Mayweather. And he had already had a couple of fights at 152, 154. So all he had to do was succeed, give up 2 pounds. But there wasn't no rehydration. But we know Canelo puts rehydration. He wanted a rehydration with Daniel Jacobs. He was going to try to ask for a rehydration with Badu Jack. That's what I'm saying. The dude always tried to control everything. He tried to be in complete control of everything. He's a weight bully. He's a weight pimp. And I'm sorry if I'm the one that have the guts to say it. Like I said, I told you I'm different from all these other dudes. I'm not going to say what you want me to say. I'm going to say what I want to say, what's on my mind, what's going through my mind. And I keep it real. And somebody got to call this BS out. But that's the difference when you don't work for a major network. And that's the difference between me and these other dudes. And I'm not knocking them that like report for these major boxing outlets that got like over 1 million subscribers and got multiple people working with them. At the end of the day, they at the control and you know what I'm saying, of whoever owns the site. Where me, I control all this. I am the owner of Town Biz Sports and Entertainment. So like I said, I don't answer to nobody. And I knew that there was going to be people that was going to soft shoe this and talk around this or not say nothing or try to be politically correct. I'm not being politically correct. Canelo is weak as hell for this. Weakest move I've ever saw out of a boxer. And this is why other boxers such as Eric Morales, Julio Cesar Chavez, Juan Manuel Marquez kind of like, when it comes to Canelo, because even they see what Canelo be doing. You want to be an all-time great, well, you got to act like it. That's real talk. You ducked the rematch with Dimitri Bivol because you didn't want to put your 168 titles on the line because you were scared that you would lose. You knew if you went up to 175 again and got beat up and possibly stopped, you'll just say, oh, well, you know, I was too big for 175, but you were scared to put those titles on the line. And don't come on here talking about line. I know exactly what I'm talking about. You guys keep forgetting that I'm in the field. I'm actually in the field covering these fights. So like I said before, I'm sorry that y'all gonna get upset, but it has to be said. Somebody got to say this. I'm tired of hearing this stuff about Canelo's earned the right. Like how? If you really wanted to compare Canelo's resume versus Floyd Mayweather's, it's not even close. Floyd has the far better resume. That's just fact. And then if you want to do the comparison, then there you have it. You know, since people love to do the leftover thing, but then that means Canelo fought some of Floyd's leftovers. And we all know what happened when Canelo fought Floyd Mayweather. He got the brakes beat off of him. Got destroyed. I'm talking about he didn't even win one round. I mean, Canelo like dominated Floyd's gloves with his face. I mean, Floyd was like playing a tune with Canelo. He was hitting Canelo so many times. And then the thing is with Floyd, what pissed me off, Floyd should have passed the torch to somebody else. But then Canelo, he doing pretty much what Floyd wanting to do. Or what Floyd went on to do. And you know what I'm talking about. Canelo need to be fighting David Benavidez. No exception. David Benavidez has already been campaigning at 168. Canelo's been campaigning at 168. This could be one of the biggest fights of the year. David Benavidez just had a fight. Canelo just had a fight. Why not have this fight? Because here's the thing. Canelo not sure he, and this is the honest to God truth. Canelo isn't sure that he could beat David Benavidez. Now I know people sitting up saying it's a winnable fight. I always thought that David Benavidez could beat Canelo. I always thought David Benavidez had the style that would give Canelo fits. And then the thing is about Canelo like dudes that stand in front of him. Well, so does David Benavidez. David Benavidez had to chase Caleb Plant around. Caleb Plant was in the ring. It was in a ring. Caleb Plant fought David Benavidez in a ring that was the size of 24-hour fitness. That was one of the biggest rings I ever saw. And David Benavidez still made adjustments and he was able to close the show and finish strong. So I'm just saying. Because if you ask me, David Benavidez, even though he didn't get the stoppage, he looked better beating. He looked better beating Canelo than, he looked better beating Caleb than Canelo did. Because Canelo was getting outboxed. And it was funny. I told the truth about that fight. And of course the Canelo stands got mad and they was attacking me and all this stuff, talking about what fight I was watching. I was watching Canelo get outboxed. I had Caleb Plant way ahead on the scorecards until Canelo got the stoppage. But, Caleb Plant have a problem with stamina. And that's something that he has to work on. But I think Caleb Plant is still a good fighter. I still think there's a lot of guys out there that I think Caleb Plant could beat. But Caleb Plant going to have to work on his stamina. But looking at David Benavidez style versus Canelo, and I kept saying it's better that Canelo try to get David Benavidez now than later, because I'm telling you right now, the longer Canelo puts this off, if Canelo waits till next year to fight David Benavidez, if he dares to fight David Benavidez, if he gets enough courage to fight David Benavidez, Canelo is going to probably get the hell beat out of him. And for the people that's saying that I'm racist because I want Canelo to fight David Benavidez, what the fuck does that mean? David Benavidez is Mexican. Like Canelo. I have no horse in the race as far as that go, and I'm not exercising tribalism. So I'm still trying to figure out how I'm racist because I want Canelo to fight David Benavidez. That was like the dumbest thing I ever heard in my life. For real. I just want them to fight because I think David Benavidez and Canelo would equal a great, probably epic classic fight. But like I said, if they was to fight, and if Canelo gets the courage to fight David Benavidez sometime next year, David Benavidez should be a heavy favorite. And more than likely, he will be a favorite. But it could backfire on Canelo. It could backfire on Canelo because, like I said, this is a straight cherry pick. This is a obvious. When I say this is an obvious cherry pick from Canelo, but people don't have the guts to say it because you got these clowns that got like over 100,000 subscribers and they like to be timid, and they know there are certain people that come on their channel because they want their views. They want to make the little YouTube money. And I understand that. But here's the thing with me. I'm not going to compromise myself or my channel just because I want what you would call a certain demographic. And there's people that don't like what I say on my channel, and that's fine. I'm okay with that. I can live with it. But one thing I can say about me, however many subscribers I got, I did it doing it the right way by my standards. And I didn't sit up here and compromise my channel because I wanted people to subscribe to my channel and be fake on my channel. Like I said, a lot of these dudes on here is fake. And it just need to be said. There's a bunch of fake content creators and there's a bunch of fake ass pro-black niggas on here. You want to be pro-black when it's convenient. And I'm going to say this again. Ain't nobody scared of you niggas. I'll be at fights. People know what I look like. And that's just real talk. You got people on here that's just sitting up here lying. How can you sit up here with a straight face and say you okay with this fight when you got a dude, like I said, once again, who hasn't had one fight at 160, who hasn't had one fight at 168, but then you got Canelo bringing him up 2 weight classes to fight him. How could Canelo sit up here and call himself a warrior? You ain't no warrior. You look like a coward. You look weak. You look weak. You look weak for doing this. And shout out to the homie Kareem Mayfield for keeping it 100. Y'all go listen to that interview. It's a real good interview with Kareem Mayfield. Now, some of y'all Errol Spence fun boys and PBC apologists may not like what was said by Kareem Mayfield and some of you Canelo fans. But he told the truth. He said what a lot of boxers is afraid to say because they don't want to get... Listen, these PBC fighters, they ain't gonna call it right down the middle because they scared. If they criticize Canelo, they gonna get a call from Al Heyman. And we all know that Al Heyman had rolled out the red carpet for Canelo, or the Mexican flag carpet, or the Tecate Modelo carpet, whatever for Canelo. And see, that's the thing. That's why I said Canelo may be the boss instead of Al Heyman, because obviously he telling Al Heyman who he gonna fight. Instead of Al Heyman how he do the brothers, he tell the brothers who they gonna fight. So I need somebody to tell me that I'm lying. Tell me that I'm lying. I'm serious. Tell me that I'm lying. Because it seemed to me that Canelo is running the show at the PBC. He seemed to be boss hog. Real talk. He seemed to be the boss hog because because at the end of the day, Al Heyman begging Canelo to come back to the PBC. But the funny thing is, like I said before, this is something that these fake pro-black niggas ain't gonna say. I don't need to say y'all names because y'all, like I said, y'all need to take Al Heyman's, you know what I'm saying? Y'all need to take y'all head out of Al Heyman's butt. And y'all know who y'all is too. Because it's funny, they found 100 million. They didn't have no problem finding 100 million to offer Canelo for 3 fights. But then all of a sudden, they sitting up here scrambling and playing games with Terrence Crawford. You know what I'm saying? Oh, we don't want to give him an offer that's insulting. That's like I said before. But then you didn't have none of these niggas calling it out. Because they sit up there and suck up to Al Heyman, a dude that don't give a rat's ass about them. Like I said before, Al Heyman gave Conor McGregor over $100 million for his debut fight, a dude that had never had an actual professional boxing match in his life, but yet he made more money than most of these PBC fighters than made in their whole career or made as of yet. He made over $100 million in one night. And then Conor McGregor constantly stay in trouble with the law. But like I said, where was these so-called pro-black niggas at when that happened? Didn't have no problem giving Conor McGregor his money. But then they got excuses for why they don't want to pay Terrence Crawford. They can find $100 million for Canelo and basically bring Canelo to the PBC, and Canelo get to fight whoever the hell he want to fight. But that's your so-called pro-black community. Like I said, they want to put their black fist up with the black gloves when it's convenient. But at the end of the day, it's really the hamburger helper glove, the white glove. Because that's how they think. And I know that a lot of y'all Negroes is mad listening to me. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm calling y'all out, because I'm telling the truth about y'all. Nobody can answer that question. Nobody can challenge me. I'm just telling the truth. None of y'all, real talk. You've been hearing about the PBC having money issues and all this kind of stuff. But like I said before, they sat up there. They let Floyd Mayweather, a retired fighter, make like $200 million to fight Conor McGregor. And Conor McGregor, once again, a MMA fighter who never had one professional fight in his life, got paid over $100 million. Hey, but y'all say this dude care about the black community. I don't hear about Al Heyman donating millions of dollars to historical black colleges, black charities, and all this kind of stuff. The truth hurts. And like I said, Like I said, tell me that I'm lying. Tell me that I'm lying. Tell me that I'm lying. Because you can't. You can't. You can't. I'm just saying, you can't. And then you gonna get these and like I said, I want to say these dudes' names so bad who be always sitting up there sucking up to Al Heyman, but like I said, at the end of the day, I ain't giving them no free publicity. I don't give nobody no free publicity. That's just real talk. So you can sit up and listen. I know some of y'all is listening at your computer, at your phone, giving me the finger saying, screw town biz. That's cool. That's cool. Don't get mad at me because you dudes are gutless and you fake. You are. Man, at this point, Cash G, like I said, anything is possible. Anything is possible. To me, Canelo came here as a safety net. He came here as a safety net, and like I said, he gonna take 3 fights. He gonna make a ton of money, and then he gonna take his butt right back to the zone. And then if Edgar Berlanga don't have a slip up, like I said before, Canelo's next 3 fights could possibly be Jamal Charlo, and then Errol Spence. And if those 3 fights happen, once again, what you niggas gonna say then? What you gonna say then? What excuses you gonna make then? What excuse you gonna come up with when that happens? I know y'all are thinking something. Like I said, at the end of the day, I done had fun over the last year, like blowing these Errol Spence fun boys out the water, exposing y'all for y'all lies. And like I said, some of these dudes are just absolutely ridiculous. And I think some of them have mental problems. I think a lot of them need to lay on the couch. They done got caught in lies. I done exposed them for lying. Then you got people sitting up making videos talking about how did this happen and all this stuff. How did the community get divided? Listen, a lot of you niggas know how the community got divided because of y'all. Because of y'all. So just stop it. Just stop it. Stop sitting up here. Stop sitting up here front, man. Y'all know where this came from and y'all know how this started. So y'all like for real, we gonna play games like that. Y'all that gutless. Y'all that gutless to try to play these games and act like you didn't know where this came from. Like I said before, y'all should already know how fake these pro black niggas is. Making excuses for the top ranked Toby stuff. Then you got Errol Spence talking about he gonna beat Terrence Crawford like Kuta Kinte. Like, man, come on, dude. Come on, dude. Stop making excuses. I'm tired of hearing this stuff. I'm tired of hearing these excuses from these Errol Spence fun boys. But like I said before, that should tell you all you need to know. Let me tell you how some of them I know ain't wrapped too tight. One dude called another dude a despicable name. I ain't even gonna say what he called them because I ain't giving that dude no clout. I ain't giving him no free publicity. But he just said something and he sounded totally stupid. He sounded like a nutcase. He sounded insane. But like I said before, that should tell you all you need to know about these dudes. These dudes disappeared when that Jerry Jones stuff came up. Disappeared. Didn't say nothing. Didn't say nothing. Didn't say nothing. Didn't say nothing. Called Top Rank the plantation. But then some of these same niggas was all up in Bill Haney's face. So when Bill Haney signed the 3 fight deal with Top Rank, okay, so was Bill Haney being a slave? Like I said before, you know who these dudes are. You know who these dudes are, man. And like I said before, I just gotta keep it 100. Some of these dudes, I know them. I don't like them, just like they don't like me. Cause it's a couple of them that I used to be cool with, but at the end of the day, I tolerated them, but I never liked them. Just like they never really liked me because I didn't follow their little plan of being an Errol Spence fun boy. And I hate the fact that I didn't got to this point to where it's like this, but then they kind of, you know what I'm saying? Like Jadakiss said, they got me started. Real talk. I hate the fact that it came. I hate the fact that it came to this, but I was warning people behind the scene. Let's not do this. Now look what didn't happen. Look what didn't happen now. Look where we are a few years later. Because you had a bunch of punk ass niggas instigating, starting stuff, having, you know what I'm saying, acting like chicks over interviews, not getting interviews, all this kind of stuff. And I'm glad that I didn't listen. The best thing that I ever did is realize what a fraud that barber bitch conversation was, and a couple of other people that followed behind him. That was the greatest thing that I ever did. Like getting away from him, getting away from a couple of other people, blocking a couple of other cornball, baby animal looking ass niggas. That was the best thing I did for me and myself and my peace of mind. Because like I said, I refuse to follow a script and I refuse to be fake. So like I said before, these dudes, I didn't expose them. They exposed themselves. All that super pro-black, power to the people shit went out the window. Top Rank was the plantation, but what were they when Bill Haney signed with them? That's all I'm saying. Where did that go? You got to keep that same stance. You can't sit up there and say, "Oh man, just don't say nothing." But then you talk about Bob Arum is this, he that, and Bob Arum has some issues. He did some stuff that I wasn't cool with, and I have to admit that. But so is Eddie Hearn. So has Al Heyman. So has Oscar De La Hoya. But once again, these dudes don't keep the same energy. They disappeared. I'm talking about was gone in the wind when the Jerry Jones, Jim Crow Jerry stuff came up. They got quiet. So that should just show you. And then everybody trying to holler about full life. But then, you know what I'm saying, with certain people got threatened, nobody said nothing. Nobody said a damn thing except me. So, what does that tell you? What does that tell you? Because that's the difference between me. Like I said, East Oakland, Bay Area. Like I say, I come stock with game. Like I said, I got the mouthpiece. That's real talk. That's why I had a following that I have. So there you have it. But for real, I'm not trying to hear this stuff from this day forward. I don't want to hear none of these Canelo stands. I don't want to hear nothing from them. Y'all can just shut the hell up. I don't want to ever hear y'all talking about Floyd's resume or who Floyd should have fought or who Floyd, supposed to ducked. Because like I said, what Canelo doing it speaks volumes. Once again, Demetrius Andrade is available. He just had a fight in January. And once again, here we are in July. When was the last time you seen Demetrius Andrade? How come Demetrius Andrade ain't on Spence versus Crawford? But then, like I said, the only two brothers that's fighting is Spence and Crawford. But then the rest of the card is basically, Isaac Cruz and a couple of Hispanics and some people really you ain't really never really heard of and paid attention to or checking for. But once again, you don't see these pro-black niggas calling that out. Where are these dudes at? You know what I'm saying? Where you Legum Salam niggas at right now? Y'all niggas is just like that dude on I'ma Get You Sucker. Talk black, date white. Marry white. Procreate with everything but a black woman. One thing I say about my son is black. My son's mother is a dark-skinned, very voluptuous black woman. Okay? Now, for those who seen me, I'm kind of on the lighter side. I'm considered light-skinned. For those who know what I look like. Pretty much the same complexion as Andre Ward. Pretty much. So, there you have it. I told you, I'm gonna keep blowing these niggas out the water. Because I'm just getting frustrated because, like I said before, these dudes ain't saying nothing. They only want to play the pro-black card when it comes to tearing down Terrence Crawford, another black man. But they ain't calling out, asking questions about what's up. For real, you see these dudes. How come they ain't called out that card, the undercard on Spence versus Crawford? But they so pro-black. And I'm gonna say this to the sensitive niggas that's, that's dating outside their race. I'm gonna say this so you can understand where I'm coming from with this, but this is the last time that I'm gonna explain this to you. If you are with somebody that is not black, that's okay. I'm talking about these super so-called militant Alegum Salam bean pie. I'm a 5%er, power to the people. The devil is a lie. You know what I'm saying? Based off the economic structure in America, myself as a black man can't prosper because of them type of niggas. I'm talking about them dudes. Them type of dudes. I'm talking about them dudes. Listen, if you swimming in the milk or you know what I'm saying, you like Thai food, whatever, or you Viva La Loca, that's fine. And on the real, to the dude that was on my boy Scotty's channel talking about I rub him the wrong way, who got all mad because I spoke on that. Listen, my nigga. If you in an interracial relationship, hey, more power to you. But I'm breaking down what I'm saying. So if you was offended by what I said, be honest with you, that's your fucking problem. I wasn't trying to offend you. I was just talking about these dudes like these super fake militant dudes. And y'all know who I'm talking about. But I don't take back what I said. I mean every word. Real talk. You name one KKK member that's like a grand wizard, you know what I'm saying, talking about white power, you know what I'm saying, keep white blood pure, and then they walking around with a black woman. Do that make any kind of sense? What would they be called? A hypocrite. So we can't hold these other dudes to the fire. We can't hold court with them. We can't hold court in the streets or the so-called pro-black streets. You got to admit, you got to call it, you know what I'm saying? You got to call it right down the middle. I'm just saying now, of course, you may have those grand wizards that may sneak around with black women, but they ain't going to marry one. Because at the end of the day, mostly everybody, you know what I'm saying, like that chocolate pudding, or at least desire it, or at least want to try it. So I'm just saying. I'm just saying, man. I'm just keeping it a buck. I'll just keep it in a buck. Tell me that I'm lying. I'm just keeping it a buck. That's the point that I'm trying to make. That's the only point that I'm trying to make. But like I said, for real, if you offended, that's your damn problem. I mean, for real. Go cry about it in your car, or go cry about it in the kitchen while drinking your milk. You know what I'm saying? Your warm glass of milk. Powdered milk at that. So I'm just saying that's your damn problem, not mine. So I wanted to get some, I wanted to provide some clarity on that. Like I said, be with whoever you want to be with. Love whoever you want to love. That's real talk. I'm just talking about them super dudes that come on here trying to act like they, you know what I'm saying, trying to act like they, for real. H. Rap Brown or, you know, dudes like that. Marcus Garvey, for real. Stokey Carmichael, those type of dudes. That's I'm talking about them type of niggas. Not the, you know what I'm saying, the wholesome brothers. That's all. So, but that needed to get said. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. Yeah, strong. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. And he was racist as hell. But he likes sneaking around with. I mean, that's always the case. A lot of them white politicians, they can't stand. Listen, I'm gonna have a quick conversation, and then I'm gonna end this stream. Let me explain something to you. When I hear people say I can't be racist, and they happen to be white or Mexican or Asian or something like that, oh, I can't be racist. My husband is black. No, you just like black D. Or you a white man that like black P. Or you a white woman that like white D. Say, just, that doesn't mean anything. Easiest thing to debunk. Easiest thing. I mean, all you got to do is watch that show. The perfect example was that show Ray Donovan. Don't you remember that show with Lev Stryber and Pooch Hall, where he played John? What's his name? What's that guy's name? That old, what's his name? John Voight, Angelina Jolie's biological father, John Voight. John Voight character was a racist, but he happened to like, creeping with black women, and he admitted it too. He said, "Well, he said, I think one dude made a reference, say, yeah, I think you." He said, "I see you like black women." He said, "Yeah, but I don't care for black men too much." And some people, let's just keep it a buck. Sometimes people marry outside their race to retaliate against their father or something like that. But that doesn't mean they like black people as a whole. It's just real talk. So can we stop that stuff? I didn't met black biracial kids who may have had a white father or a white mother and say, "Damn, man, my mother is white, but she was a racist," or "My dad is white and he's a racist," or "My dad is Mexican and he don't like black men." So don't do that with me. Don't sit up here and insult my intelligence. So don't try that with me. That don't mean nothing to me. That go in one ear and out the other. That, first of all, when you sit up there and say, "Oh, it's impossible," I'm not. When you start saying because this, just because, okay, I'll give you another example. I'm gonna make it as simple as cutting the cake. If you're a white man that got a black card, does that mean you not a racist? You just same, pretty much same premise. You might just like black cars, but for real, just saying. There you have it. Real talk. All right, you guys. Appreciate you guys tapping in. I'll be back later. Finna go to the gym, work out. Appreciate you guys.